Hey guys, it's Andrew. This is day 24 of my 30-day inspiration challenge. Today I just want to talk about my experience of being in silence and my experience at the meditation retreat. So I was basically in silence for over 24 hours. I was unplugged and off the grid for close to a day and a half. I didn't have access to any type of media, electronic devices, and it was liberating. It was just having time to spend with myself. Our meditation teacher taught us a concept called mindfulness by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. And the concept of mindfulness is basically finding yourself and being in the present moment to finding happiness. And initially, it was pretty jarring. I think my mind was constantly racing in anticipation of just needing to consume. And this constant need for consumption was really driving a lot of anxiety. And over time, we're just learning to adapt to a new pace instead of going at a pace of the speed of light, which is the pace that most of us are at now, as consuming content, consuming media, consuming a variety of things at the speed of light. Actually, now with mindfulness, I was able to go back into the speed of life and really taking mindful, thoughtful processes of enjoying the little subtle things in life. So after probably a couple hours, it really slowed down for me after a day, but after a couple hours, my mind started to come back to this pace where it is, being present, not thinking about something in the future or the past, but really being present and enjoying the things in front of me, and also being able to at the same time, we went through meditative practices to dive deeper in allowing emotions that have been buried to sort of bubble up. And I was able to sit in those emotions, whether it is sadness, anger, and to allow those to kind of manifest and allow myself to see it with the light of love and compassion, and kind of open some of that emotion up and see what triggers. So just having that, that time to spend with myself was one, liberating, and second, relaxing to let my mind slow down and consume life for what it was. So we're also taught this concept called mindful consumption. So part of mindful consumption is to really see how the things that you're consuming creates your reality. And I talked a little bit about that in one of my videos around your Facebook feed. But part of mindful consumption is just to be paying attention to the things that you're consuming. And you consume things all the time, whether you're going through your social media, whether you're reading a book, whether you're watching TV, all of those things, whether you actually know or not, can create awareness in your mind. So an article that talks about something that is sad or something that makes you angry can trigger an emotional or sad thought in your head. And over time that manifests in your head into a thought and may create an action for you that you may not necessarily want in your life. So being mindful of the content that you absorb on a daily basis is important. And through that concept of mindful consumption, there were actually two parts to that. So one that I talked about is quantity, that with the speed of light, with the digital age, we're actually consuming a lot more content than we can actually, like filter out, what's good and bad. So a lot of times we're consuming it passively. And a lot of times now we even read articles, we just read headlines and we assume we know what the article is going to talk about. So there's a lot of talk around clickbaiting or headline porn to get you to click on that article. And basically this passive way of consuming content has generated a lot of awareness that you may not even know, like consciously, but subconsciously is planting ideas in your head that over time manifest into more awareness and cause you to develop, whether to make purchases or to take action on things that you may not actually wanted or needed in your life. So in my copywriting class, I'm actually, and basically copies are just advertisements to create awareness to drive you to a sale. So how the best advertisers go about doing this is to think about their consumer and what awareness level they're at, from unaware to most aware. And the consumption of content, if you're not doing mindfully, will put ideas in your head that you may not actually need and drive you to an action that you may not actually want. So be aware of that from a quantity standpoint. And from a quality standpoint, my coach, Michael Rutowski, always reminds us that consume things that are the highest, truest, and purest. So only consume content that is from sources that is curated to to the point where it's coming from the truest, the highest, and the purest perspective, and only consume things that are nurturing to you and provide you love and compassion to go out in the world and share that with others. And anytime emotion that creates hate, anger, frustration, jealousy, envy, try to curate that out of your life. And a lot of that comes from the news. The news is an aggregate for a lot of the 1% of the worst in society is aggregated into news, and that's consumed. And when you cut that out of your life, you are automatically enjoying life more because you're not seeing the worst that society has to offer. So from a quality standpoint, focus on the highest, truest, and purest. All right, so that was a lot. So think about mindful consumption, think about everything you're consuming, into your head, into your heart, into your life. Tomorrow I'll talk about what I learned about mindful eating from the retreat, and it's an interesting concept that I want to share. All right, so if this video has inspired you, click the like button. I'm so appreciative that you continue to watch this video and give me feedback, and it's been a joy to be making these for my audience and all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.